We are here at the Comcast studio. Thanks to 2112 Chicago. Welcome to our first 6D industry conversation of the year. I'm the host and co-founder, Can. I'm sitting here with marketing and branding strategist, the guru, the CEO and founder of the Baseline Group, Patrice K. Cokley.
What's up? Thank you so much for having me.
Man, I have so many questions.
I'm ready.
We got so many artists, so many talented artists here in Chicago who are amazing at what they do, but they don't know where to start.
They don't know what to do. I feel you.
So we need people like you to come through like, hey, this is what you need to do.
Right. Here's
okay?
the roadmap, the blueprint.
Yes. So what made you get into music?
Man, like so many, I got started. I mean, I had a passion and was infatuated with music like as a kid, you know. I have a picture that I always show online of my father holding me up as an infant to the organ, the family organ.
Aww.
And it's literally started since then. I don't remember him doing that, but
right.
He was a motivational and like a inspirational figure in my life when it came to music. You know, I'm from Detroit, so he worked at Chrysler, you know, the automaker and whatnot, but he loved music. And just like, you know, so a lot of these families, they'll play music on the weekend, and that's what we used to do, listen to music, and he was really into that. Like, he loved his stereo system. He had a stereo console, like the whole old school tower system in the living room and the basement. So
wow.
we would turn up quite a bit. So I mean, it started since then, and then as I grew older, I became infatuated with the bad boy and uptown era. I decided to go to school for music, and it just kind of gradually led up to where I'm at now. But the start it's kind of similar to a lot of people, really.
Have you tried to make music opposed to just being behind the scenes?
Yes, I have. I was an artist. I was an artist in my teenage years. My name was Patrice.
I was going to ask you what was the name.
Yep, that was my name, Patrice. I recorded a demo, everything. It was like, I still had a CD. It's like 11 songs on there. Yeah, and I was rapping. I created songs over popular beats.
You had a whole mixtape, pretty much.
Had a whole mixtape. I still got it too.
Wow.
And I listened to it. It's dope to me. You know, I had some bars, but it got to the point where I was like, you know, I'm better off behind the scenes. I just felt like, you know, I didn't like all that attention on me. Yeah. You know, I don't want to say that I'm shy, but I'm the type where I like to strategize. I overthink. You know, I want to plan. I'm the planner. So I felt like, you know what, I'll just be better off working behind the scenes instead of being in the front. Yeah.
There was someone I listened to. I listen to so many people, I forget who say this certain quotes, but they said sometimes it's better, even if you are an artist, sometimes you may be better at something behind the scenes and you can boost another artist's career, and that's where your big break will come from.
Exactly.
Like, for example, songwriters.
Yes.
A lot of artists who are now artists, they start off songwriting.
Yep.
And they were successful then, and when they come out, we was like, dang, we didn't know they wrote this song and that song and that song. Like, for example, Carrie Hilson.
Yep.
Carrie Hilson, her album was bomb. I'm still upset about what happened with her career.
Yeah.
You know, but before she came out as an artist, she's written so many hits for other
Neo,
artists.
Missy, quite a few of them out there.
Yep. Yeah. A new one I just found out about, Partisan, with Partisan Fontaine. I forgot his last name.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
So I just found out that he wrote for Cardi B.
Real? You know what? Yeah, I do remember seeing something about that. I forgot what song though.
And when I listen to his music, I hear Cardi B, and I'm just like, wow, like, it's really dope. But I love things like that. So you're behind the scenes. Yeah. You are boosting other artist careers. You have the Baseline Group. So how long the Baseline Group have been in play?
Over 7 years.
Wow.
Over 7 years.
Almost a decade.
Man.
Might as well round up.
I've been in music for over a decade, but I actually, you know, incorporated and made it a thing 7.5 years ago. Yeah. It's a long time.
That is. I saw something that you posted recently. So it was emails from different jobs from all these different, these big companies. Was it Translation LLC? Was that United Masters?
United Masters, the Orchid, or the Orchard, however you pronounce it. TuneCore, STEM, Symphonic, even them, and I got a partnership with them.
Some of them I never heard of, but I knew that.
AWOL.
Yeah.
Tidal, BeatStars. But go ahead with your question. I'm just rambling.
So you were pretty much like, you know, might as well just start your own stuff instead of knocking on the door. Hey, let me in. Right. You know what? Let me go build this house over here.
Yeah, they were
bring the table and the food over here.
Yeah, they were rejection letters.
Yeah.
And, you know, and some people have said, I posted on my stories, for those that may not follow me or whatever, I posted on my stories how I get multiple rejection letters every week. And some people may say, well, why are you applying? You got the Baseline Group. Well, you know, for one, steady income is always good. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that folks follow online now who are gurus, have full-time jobs. And sometimes those full-time jobs aren't even in music, but they don't tell you that.
Right.
They don't tell you that on Instagram, you know? So for one, there's that, but also I look at it as I'm the type where I'm always learning. Yeah. You know, I feel like even though people look to me to learn something, I feel like I can always learn as well. So I look at it as, man, this would be dope to see how the big dogs do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To see how they do it, not to steal anything, but to be a part of something that's bigger than myself. And that way I can help even more people. So I still apply. If I see something dope and I'm qualified for it, I apply. You know, I don't hold my breath, but I'm like, let's see what happens, you know. And I get multiple rejection letters a week. Yeah, and then at the end of my stories, after I posted all those screenshots, I said, my work is what defined me, not these rejection letters. And I had a screenshot of this deck that I did for my current artist, Ken the Messenger. We just released his project a few weeks ago. And I'm the mastermind behind the whole project. Yeah. The only thing he did, honestly, was record the music. That was it. Yeah. I designed the cover work, or the cover art. I designed his website and, you know, help with the videos and the billboards he had, everything, like you name it, I did all that. So I posted my 23-page deck of that case study. And I shared that and said, this is what defines me, not my rejection letters, but the work that I do. So, yeah, I mean, it's life. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But, you know, like I tell people that all the time, if someone says no, you still keep pushing. So if anything, I look at it too as motivation, even for me.
Yeah, anything that's ammo.
Yeah, because sometimes I want to give up, you know. I mean, running your own company and working with other artists and other people in the business, like I can get tackled from both ways, dealing with the artists and dealing with the people on the business side of things. And then sometimes there's stuff that happens with some of the contractors you hire, like the videographer and this and that. And my role is to protect the artist from all of that. Yeah. So I can get hit from all angles. So there may be days where I want to give up. Like, I'm gonna be real. There's days that I want to be like, F it, you know? Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? This happened for a reason. Like, this is happening for a reason. The rejection letters, but yet all this is going on. More people wanting to speak to me about the Baseline Group. I'm like, all right, I need to just stay the course and chill out.
So you've been a heavy hitter. Like, what was life like? And one, your most notable client was Matthew Knowles. Yeah. For those of you who do not know, that's Beyonce and Solange's dad.
Let's say Google him.
Right, go Google that young man. So what was life like before you landed Matthew Knowles as a client, and then how did that come about?
Yeah, life before him was pretty much the same in a sense. I would say nothing, well, I mean, more people know who I am, I would say that. But before then, I was teaching at SAE Institute. I was teaching there for 3 years, and it was one of those moments where I was ready to give up because I kept running into artists that lack the work ethic, you know, and that was one of the reasons why I wore my shirt today, because I'm real big on work ethic.
I need that.
Yeah, thebaselinegroup.com where you can order it. But yeah, I'm real big on work ethic, and I just kept running into these artists that lacked work ethic. And I feel like as a manager or label owner or whatever you want to call me, I shouldn't outwork the artist, because this is their career. You know, I can work with any artist out there, but I'm helping you build your career. So I feel like an artist should, you know, have some dignity within themselves and have some work ethic, because this is their thing. People will know who they are before they know who I am, you know?
And at the end of the day, you need content to work, so they have to make that content, and they got to give you more to work with.
You got to give me something, otherwise what we doing? You
right,
know?
like one or two singles is just like, okay, but like you need a few projects, like, hey, this artist has done this, and that, and you can pretty much
right. Yeah, come up with a plan and have something that you can work with. Yeah, so it was one of those moments, and I was just like, man, let me go on YouTube and find some inspiration. I came across one of his videos, and I just went down the rabbit hole, and I'm like, man, I knew who he was, I knew his story, but at that moment, it was just resonating with me. I like the fact that he's educated. Like he's a PhD now, but back then, I don't know if he was a PhD then. No, yeah, he was, but I was like that he was educated. A lot of people in the industry aren't educated. You know, they don't have degrees and whatnot. And I have a MBA in marketing. So I was like, all right, he's educated. He came from the corporate world, so he has a business mindset. And I'm like, man, he built and developed the biggest artist of our day. You know, I don't care what people say about him. I'm like,
everybody knows Beyonce.
Exactly, like the world knows, you know. So I'm like, that's a big accomplishment right there. And he had a book at the time called DNA of Achievers. And I remember downloading the book. And all this is like, I was at my kitchen table looking at this stuff. And I downloaded the ebook, or it wasn't even an ebook, but it was a, you know, the digital book, Kindle. I downloaded it on Kindle, and I was going through it, and I was like, man, he listed the DNA of achievers, like the characteristics of someone that's professional and that wants to achieve great things. And I'm like, oh my God, I have every single one of these.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, let me find this man's email address. Sent him an email, and I just asked for advice. I said, this is who I am. This is what I've done. This is what I do now. This is where I'm at. I just need advice because I'm ready to give up. And you've done all this. What kind of advice can you give me? And he was just like, I would love to talk to you about one of my groups. You know, I'm going to put you in contact with my executive assistant and let's schedule some time. Okay. I just wanted advice.
Yeah.
A week later, I was on the phone with him and his marketing director at the time, and it was a 15-minute phone call. Just 15 minutes, I landed him as a client. He was like, I want you to work with me, with my artists, my group. Their name was Blush at the time. He was like, I want you to work with them and this, that, and that, and this. And I was like, all right, cool. I grew their social media pages. We developed their website, their whole brand, their whole image, their logo, the whole nine. About 6 months later, he said, you know what? You're doing such a great job. I want you to work with me on my own stuff. He said, because I want to teach online and have online courses, and I got books coming out. I need you to help me with my stuff. And I was like, oh, snap. Okay. So, yeah, that led to me designing his book, Racism from the Eyes of a Child, that went viral. And that's why he was on, Ebony wrote an article. He was on Wendy Williams with the book. I got a credit on the back. We developed his website. The logo he still uses to this day. The social media pages that he posts from, I created those. I still have access to like his LinkedIn right now, but it's still logged in on it. But I created those accounts, like the Mr. Matthew Knows. I went in and set all that up, got him verified, and was posting, and all that stuff is still up. When he announced the twins, I was the one that designed that balloon post and put it up because he called me from the airport. He said, hey, Patrice, let's post it, you know. Happy birthday, twins. I'm like, you sure? Because I knew what he was doing. I'm like, because Beyonce didn't say anything. I'm like, you sure? He was like, yeah, let's do it. You know, I was like, okay. Put it up. My phone blew up from, you know, because everybody ran with the story.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was me behind all that. So before then, things were, you know, cool. But after that, you know, the bank account looked a little nicer. Let's be real, it looked a little nicer.
That's always lovely.
It's a beautiful thing. I miss it a little bit, but hey, that's what it is. But yeah, I mean, after that, people know who I am. It's always good to have a big name in your portfolio.
Yeah.
People take you more seriously, even though I'm the same person, do the same quality of work. But just more respect. But yeah, I mean, that's how that pretty much happened.
What I've learned is that a lot of people, even you say you've been the same person.
Yeah.
You just got this client that you work with now.
Yeah.
Most of the time, people won't deem you credible until you are co-signed by someone else that they deem credible.
Yeah, I struggle with that. Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
Oh, now y'all care about me?
Yep. And I look at that, I struggle with that it's kind of twofold. One, because like I said, I've been the same person. The same quality of work that I do, that have been doing, is what got me in there.
Yep.
And got that recognition, and I still provide that same quality of work to this day. But on the flip side of that, what I don't like about it is that, people will praise the wrong people for that reason. Because you got a lot of people out here, especially online, they'll stand next to the person and take a picture with them at a conference or a book signing and be like, yeah, we about to go meet and chop it up. And then go online and try to sell you this service, but making it seem like this person is their client, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see a lot of that fake, phony facade stuff, and I feel like this is how a lot of people get got, for that reason. So it's kind of like a catch-22, like it'll help build your portfolio and your resume and your clout per se, but at the same time, I feel like, it leaves the door open for a lot of fake and phony people to come in.
I'm glad you mentioned that, and that wasn't even part of my question list.
You brought it up.
How do you feel about people who claim to be branding and marketing strategists, brand managers, but they are contacting local artists via social media, sliding in people's DMs, hey, I can help you with this. I charge this amount of money for a 30-minute consultation. How do you feel? Do you feel like is that legit?
To me, I think it's unethical. I think, because I pride myself on operating with integrity, right, for one. And I feel like, I used to say this back in the day, like years ago, I used to say, man, people waking up just saying they branding and marketing specialists and haven't even done anything, and that's what we see now. And this is why I always tell artists, you got to do your due diligence on people. Have your case studies. Like, ask people for their case studies. Ask them what they've done, not who they done it for, but what they've done. Because I can easily say, yeah, I work with Mr. Nose, but I could have been washing his car. You know what I'm saying? Like, have people show you their work, no matter who it's for, because that's gonna really tell you what they can and can't do. Don't ask, oh, have you worked with anyone that I know? Nah, ask them what they've done. But to answer your question, though, I feel like it's unethical, because it's a lot of people out here preying on artists. A lot of artists. And I get it, from a standpoint that artists are hungry. They want an opportunity, they want a shot, but that's not the way to go about it. Be very careful with people that reach out to you, wanting to talk to you and say they can do X, Y, and Z. It's like, you gotta be careful. Like, everybody that I've worked with, they always came to me for that reason.
And that's what I wanted you to say.
Yeah,
because
everybody I've worked with has came to me, well, except for one, and she's different. She's in Canada, and she was blowing up online, and I was like, girl, let me help you. And I don't charge her. This is just me helping her, at the kindness of my heart. Like, let me help you, get your stuff together, because you hot, you popping online. Yeah. But outside of her, everybody else over the past 7.5 years has reached out to me, even Ken. Ken was a student of mine, and he begged me for months, like, I need you to, I can't do this without you. I need us to work. I want to work with you, da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, all right, whatever. Let me see what you're doing first, And I saw what he was doing. I was like, all right, maybe we can do something. But I don't approach artists. If I approach them, it's to tell them that they're dope. Like, I love what you're doing. Like, I want to see what you got going on. But yeah, you just got to be careful. You got to really be careful.
So when you check out other artists, even if you just wanted to see what they were doing, what are some misconceptions a lot of creative entrepreneurs have when it comes to marketing? What have you seen someone post and be like, oh, that wasn't a good idea? Or some things that artists may be missing in their marketing
when it comes
strategy?
to marketing?
Yes.
The biggest was two big misconceptions. For one, that it's free. Marketing is not free. Like, a lot of stuff costs. Like running a billboard, that costs. You know, running ads online, that costs. You know, having a press or a blog write an article about you, that costs. You got to pay a publicist to pitch you and all this other stuff. A lot of people think that marketing is either free or it costs very little. And I always tell people, if they come to me wanting to work and do some marketing, because I mean, there's multiple facets of that. I always ask them what's their budget. And I'm not asking them that to determine what I want to charge, but this is going to determine what we can do.
Right, what you can work with.
Yeah, if you say your budget $5,000, then it's like, all right, maybe we can do a World Star premiere. You know, maybe we could put 500 on YouTube, 1,000 on Instagram. Maybe we got a little left over to give some behind the scenes content. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I can see what we can do. It's not to gauge how much I'm gonna charge you. But a lot of people come and say, oh, my budget $500. And I just be like, what are we gonna do with that? The most I could tell you to do is run some ads. That's it. Like, that doesn't even cover somebody's fee to even run them for you. You know,
Ooh.
It doesn't. Like, honestly, like, I know a guy that runs ads for people. He charged $2,500 a month.
A month.
Plus your ad budget that you pay to Facebook and Instagram and stuff. So I just be like, $500. Run some ads. But that's the biggest one. The second one is that you're gonna see results overnight. There's no guarantee in marketing, and it definitely takes time to actually see a result. You know, like, there's no fast return on that investment. If anything, people start recognizing you more. But when it comes to marketing, though, and especially in music, there's that saying that people have to see something at least 7 times before they become a fan or a customer of it, or research it. Yeah, it's like some statistic that they taught us in marketing class years ago. It's the same thing with music. So someone has to see you all the time before they be like, let me open up my Spotify, see who this is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're not, that may happen over the course of 6 months. Or it may happen, over a week. It's not gonna be instant. And I feel like a lot of artists, they'll put money towards marketing and then think, like, I paid you $1,500. What did I get? You leveled up a little bit. You've gotten this amount of impressions, this amount of people looking at you. You got to keep building on it. It's baby steps. So I think those are the biggest two, that it's free and it costs nothing, and that it happens overnight.
There's a concept called, it's not a concept, but it's a term called a starving artist. Me, I don't want to claim that. Right. I'm an artist myself. I don't want to claim that.
You should.
Because it's just like, I want to be able to have some bread to do something for myself, because you got to spend money to make money, right? I don't want to be starving just looking for somebody to throw me a bone.
Right.
So I'm an artist. I have a tight budget. Who should be the first person I look for to be on my team in order to help me grow in my career?
You have nobody. Nobody on your team.
Nobody.
There's two people. Let me ask you this, like, it depends. Do you record or do you engineer your own music?
I have an engineer.
Okay, so you got somebody on your team. You got an engineer.
Well, I was saying as far as like the music business
outside
part.
Okay,
yeah, like
business
yeah,
part.
music
music
business. So the
production.
music creation is on lock.
Okay, that's on lock. But when it comes outside of that, a videographer and a photographer, you need a camera person. I would say that's the first person you need on your team.
Okay.
Because you need content.
Okay.
Even if you can't afford or hire or afford someone to come on and be your social media manager or to run ads, you can post the stuff yourself. So at the end of the day, you still need content. So, if you have no budget, start with your phone, record yourself in the studio, set it up on a tripod, and just hit record. You know, depending on what type of artist you are, record yourself performing or singing and whatnot. Tell stories, talk about your experience in the studio, what made you write a song, what influences you, things of that nature. But once you get to the point where you can afford someone, I would say hire them first, because you're gonna need content. You're gonna need something to run the ads with. You know, you're gonna have to have something to put on YouTube and run ads. So it's always good to have a good camera person in your back pocket that can do film, that can, you know, do video and photos, because that's the way of the world right now. So I would say that's the first person.
Okay, so say I got the content on deck. I got all these photo shoots, I got these videos, I got the whole plan on the content. Who's next?
I would say from that point, what are your goals? Let me ask you that. What are your goals?
So for example, I'm going towards the music licensing game.
Okay.
Like, I want my music to reach, you know, TV, advertising, video games, things that's going to make me money, you know what I'm saying, even down the line, that passive income.
See, now, what I would have told you if you was an artist that wants to perform and build a fan base would be totally different from that. That's why I asked, you know, what your goals are. In that case, I would say at that point, you need to come up and start pitching music licensing companies, ad agencies, find out the music supervisors, join a lot of these, you know, music sync organizations just to start networking. If you can't do that yourself, you need someone on the team to help you do that. Yeah, but I would say you would need to do that yourself though. And then that's who the next person will be on your team, whoever this music licensing company is. They will become part of your team, because at that point they'll start pitching your music to all the different
production houses.
Yeah, the production houses. Like yep, you got it. Yeah.
Okay, so we got people over here who they don't care to be famous. They just want to make money, be out the way, paid and out the way. My people over here who wants to perform, they want fans, they want, you know, the posters, put their face on there. Who's next? They got the content and everything. Who's next on their team?
On their team, it really, again, it depends. If they're trying to do shows, you may need a booking agent. You know, if that's their goal, you may need someone to go out there and help get you shows. If you want to build your social media platform, your next person may be somebody to run your social media for you. You know, so it really depends on what your goal is and what you've already done yourself. Now, some people will say, oh, you need a lawyer. It could be a little early for that, you know, and lawyers cost. Like, let's be real, they cost, they charge a lot. If anything, have a couple of them in your back pocket. You know, don't make them part of your team, because then you got to pay them retainer and all that. Just know a couple. Like, I know off the top of my head like 4 that I could call on if I need, but they're not a part of my team. You know what I'm saying? So if anything, have an attorney in your network that you can call if something was to come up. But as far as a part of your team, it really depends on what your goals are. Now, some booking agents, some people may say you may even need a manager. I don't think you need one yet. You need a manager when things start coming in. You know, there's something to manage. That's cliche, but it's true. Like, a lot of people want managers way too early. Like, they haven't even established themselves as an artist yet.
Wow.
Yeah, like, you don't have a catalog of music out for them to even work with. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's early. If anything, have people around you that can just at least help out. Like, if you got a show, you got somebody that can go to the show with you, help carry some stuff, help you get dressed and, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, you don't really need this big old team. Just have people around that could help out.
So you mentioned having a catalog of music for, you know, some people who are not familiar with the music lingo. What would you consider a catalog of music? Like, how many projects?
It don't even have to be projects. I would say 1 project or 5 songs at least. You know what I'm saying? Something that if I like the first song, I have something I can go and listen to. You know, and be like, all right, now I can get a sense of what you're working with. For example, Ken, when he reached out to me, Ken the Messenger, he had 4 songs out and was working on the 5th one. and invited me to the studio to listen to the fifth one. So he already had music out. So I heard the one in the studio, and then I had something I can go back and listen to just to gauge, like, all right, does he have something or he doesn't? Like, is this something we could work with or not? So when I say catalog, just a body of work that's enough for someone to go and listen to and be like, all right, I like them, let me hit follow. Or I like them, let me work with them, or just stay in touch with them. Yeah.
As an artist, it's very important to, one, learn a business yourself, learn how to make content yourself, especially if you're on a tight budget.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things that you need to learn by yourself.
Yeah.
At what point should an artist not do it themselves?
When they shouldn't do it themselves when they have enough money to pay somebody to do it for them.
Okay.
Yeah. If you don't have the money to pay somebody to do it for you, it's like, do your best. Have your friends and family help out as much as you can, and even them can be a little touchy, because we all motivated by money. Let's be real. We all of us are motivated by money. Like, even if you have Pookie and Ray Ray down the street come help you out, they still want something for helping you out. You know what I'm saying?
Chicken sandwich or something.
Something, right? So it's like, have something that you can offer someone. If not, you're going to be doing it yourself. Because it's just human nature. No one wants to work for free.
I know a lot of people that it's always, there's something I read that was like, music is the only business that expects other people to work for free.
Yeah. It's insane. It's so insane. And it sucks because it's a trickle effect. If I work with an artist for free and they need all this stuff, now I'm going to have to bring people in to help out. How am I going to pay them if you getting all this stuff for free? Now they're mad because they're doing stuff for us for free. Now they're going to run off, but yet the artist still it's insane. Yeah. Like, it's circular, and the money has to flow through the business. Like, it has to flow. That's economics. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, to me, I think it sucks, but I feel like artists have to think like businesses. In order for a business to run, you got to have money. You just have to, And I think a lot of artists get caught up in the idea of, some of them it's a hobby for them. And they're like, all right, if I make it, I make it. So I feel like a lot of artists don't invest money in themselves because maybe they don't believe in themselves. Maybe they don't think that they have an opportunity. But it's like, at the end of the day, if you don't believe in yourself, what makes you think someone else is going to?
Especially if you want them to work for you for free.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, if you're not willing to put your own money up into your career, what makes you think I would want to waste my time and my money and my resources on you?
Right.
You got to believe in yourself. Just like I believe in myself, my capabilities, and the baseline group, you got to believe in yourself too as an artist. So
you have 3 artists that you manage. One of them is Ken the Messenger. Yep. Who are the other 2?
Mia Martina, she's a multi-platinum international artist.
Okay.
She's from Toronto, but currently is based in Florida.
Okay.
And then I manage Montreal Ways. So she's in Montreal, Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
You travel to Canada a lot?
No.
So it's all virtual?
All virtual.
Oh, that's lovely. Have y'all ever met in person yet?
Me and Ken, obviously, me and Ken, we together all the time. But I have never met Montreal or Mia in person. It's all virtual.
Wow.
And Mia, the multi-platinum international, she was formerly signed to XO, the Weeknd's label. Now she's independent. Okay. She found me on Instagram.
Wow.
She was like, I've been following you for a while. Dre London shared one of your posts. I was like, Dre London? For those that don't know, Dre London is Post Malone's manager.
Wow.
I was like, what he know? Who shared my post? What?
People be watching.
Yeah. She was like, yeah. And I just been following you ever since. And I just love everything you've been saying. And I just said at the top of the year, I was going to reach out to you because I'm building my team and da-da-da-da-da-da. I was like, oh, okay. I had to go Google her and see who she was. I said, oh, okay. I was like, okay. So, we've been working for the past 6-7 months.
Wow.
All virtual.
All virtual.
Yep, Zoom. We talk every week. Yeah.
You are very passionate about the music business, and I like that you are very outspoken and you agree with whoever you agree with as long as you agree with them, right? It don't even matter if anybody else agree.
Right.
So one of the people who you actually agree with that a lot of people don't always agree with is Kanye West.
Yes.
And he said...
That's where you were going with that. Okay.
Yeah. So Kanye West said that artists should hire CEOs instead of managers.
Yeah.
So elaborate on why you agree with what he said. And what he said actually made sense to me.
Yeah. Kanye is interesting. He's an interesting guy. That's the most I'll say. Like, he is very interesting. Some stuff he says is questionable. But what he said then, yes, it made a lot of sense. You know, when he's in his right mind, right frame of mind, stuff that he says, especially when it comes to the music business, makes sense. When you think about it, an artist is a business, and the artist is the brand. It's not about the music. It's really not about the music. You know, that's why I say F talent. Like, talent, I'm talented. We all talented. But if you don't have a work ethic, it doesn't mean anything. You'll just be talented working at Walmart or whatever, right? But when you look at an artist they have different products. In order to be successful, an artist has to put out different products besides the music. Like, look at her, for example. We all know that she's talented. She plays multiple instruments. She's like a one-woman band, but yet she has a line of guitars with Fender, I think.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she has some other products and stuff too, and other partnerships. So when you think of it, her, at her young age of 24, she's becoming a Target, a Walmart. She's becoming her own department store in music. So just like these stores, they have CEOs, right? They have CEOs running that business and overseeing the business and reporting back to the owner, which is the artist. So that's why I agree with him in the sense that artists should have CEOs and not managers. And then also it gets artists to think too. It clicks something in their brain that, oh yeah, I am a business. If I have a CEO, I am a business. Whereas I feel like when you think of a manager, people think a manager is like the babysitter, somebody that's gonna lead you on, the mentor, the boss. When really the manager, we're an employee of the artist. Like, if you look in the music business books, like, the artist is the boss and we are the employee. Like, we work for them, you know? It's not the other way around. So I think when he said that, it just made sense. Like, artists are their own brand. They're McDonald's, you know, and have all these different sectors where they can make money. Jay-Z, look at Jay-Z. We all know he a businessman. Like, he has a CEO.
Yeah,
you know?
He said that in one of his songs.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman.
Exactly. So it's like, but it takes time to get there.
Yeah.
It definitely takes time to get there. So when Kanye said that, I think he was talking about him and his peers. But at the same time, some of the smaller artists need to have that mindset though. Like, once they get to that certain point where they become Prince or a Beyonce, they're gonna have to have CEOs running their business. Like Beyonce, she has Parkwood Entertainment, and she has a CEO over Parkwood Entertainment. Like, yeah. So, yeah, that's how, you know, that's why I agree with him. It just makes sense. Yeah, it just makes sense.